Okay, so welcome everyone on the Strimzi Community Meeting on December 12, 2024. So it's the last one for this year, then we'll be back again on January 2025. Let's start with the regular agenda. I see here that there is one pull request, which I didn't have to be honest. Yeah, this is about the support that we have got for the using the cube state metrics, and I guess it's about adding the examples and corresponding stuff for that. So it's waiting just for review. I guess that was the purpose of adding the PR here, unless
Yeah, I edited it just so that people know that they should review it.
yes, yeah. Okay, thank you, Jakub. So let's move on the proposal. We have also these two proposals. The first one is a new proposal from Mikkel about adding connect support to test container. Is new, and I guess that even here the purpose is about making the others aware that the proposal is open and we should review it. Right, Mikkel?
Yeah, I mean, I did add that to the agenda. I guess
I added it to the agenda, not Mikhail, but yeah, the purpose is that people know about it and review it.
Okay. And I guess that
same
even
for this one. It's not new, but it was updated by Mikhail for Craft instead of Zookeeper. So people should have a look at it as well.
Yep. Yeah, they are both on my to-do list. Okay, thank you, Jakub. Okay, before moving just straight to the issue triage, there is any other PR or issues or proposal that someone else want to highlight that should have, you know, the right attention from contributors, maintainers? It seems not, so let's go straight to the issue triage. So the first one is adding Kafka Connect support to the test container, and I guess that this is the issue.
What the proposal is about.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, I will just say that okay, I guess something like this. And we can remove the needs triage. I would also remove the help wanted because I guess it's something that after the proposal you are working on, right, Mikkel?
Yes, if the proposal is accepted, I will implement it.
Yeah, okay. So let's remove help wanted. Okay, thank you. So they had a quick look to this one. Yeah, the user, well, even if the title is not that great, the use case that the user was trying to convey here was about replicating between Kafka cluster on-premise and so deployed by Strimzi and Confluent Cloud cluster. So there are, as far as I understood, yeah, there are issues that right now it cannot do this because of different name servers that needs to be addressed on one side on the other. And yeah, following the discussion, it seems that would make sense. And yeah, it should be triaged today. But of course, I don't think it's on our radar, so we are going to make it. But yeah, Jakub asked if the user would be interested to contribute to that. It seems kind of positive. Of course, it depends on the company and his superior in the team. So I would say that we are keeping it and waiting for the user to engage again and see if he can help with that.
That's good.
Do we need a proposal for it?
Yeah, I think so. What's the name? Okay, so something like this. Only thing I'm not sure if so need proposal. Okay, if we want to keep needs triage and waiting for the user, because if the user will reply that is not able to contribute, maybe we should discuss again the issue, what the others think.
Well, it was triaged, so I think you should remove it.
Okay, so you see in general because triaged. Okay.
I mean, the issue makes sense, right? And if the user who opened it implements it or someone else implements it 6 months later, that doesn't necessarily change the idea of the issue. So that's why
Yeah.
I think it's sufficient that it was triaged now and we can remove it.
Do we want to add help wanted? Because I don't know if it's on our plan. I mean,
Sure, we can to indicate that we don't necessarily plan to work on it.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one, yeah, it's a request for having SSL on the HTTP bridge. Of course, it makes sense to me, but of course, again, this needs a proposal. And yeah, even for the like the previous issue, I don't think that right now we have any plans to do that. So let's see if the user here is still keen to contribute as asked by Jakub. Okay. Just stop me when you think that what I write doesn't make any sense. Otherwise, I will take the silence as approval.
That's good.
And also needs triage, needs proposal, help wanted, okay, enhancement. Allow using Kafka native. So the user is asking about using these Kafka native images that are provided by the Apache Kafka project right now. Of course, I totally agree with Jakub. It's not that simple. We know that in our image anyway, we have a kind of API, and it's not just about replacing the image with something that is different what we have today. So to be honest, I will be, I don't know, for closing it as not planned. That's something that we should reject. I don't know what the other thinks about.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it should be rejected.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Yeah, this is about yeah, I remember we had some. There is Maros on the call? I don't think so, or at least it was no. So yeah, in the previous couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago, I remember with some updates with test container, Maros had some issues about yeah, running even tests with Craft here. So we decided to have the Zookeeper based ones for now, and then opening an issue in order to address and adding also the Kafka, the Craft based one in the integration tests in the bridge. Of course, it makes totally sense to me because anyway, we are moving away from Zookeeper. So we should have everything based on Craft. So I guess that we should have this, we should keep this one. And maybe I guess that Maros will be the one working on it. Okay, I guess no objections. Log collection from containers. Yeah, I'm not a test container expert, but collecting logs from containers. Yeah, from my little knowledge of this, I guess that it makes sense. These are any other test containers people on the call?
I'm not exactly this container guy, but yeah, it makes sense to me. I think you already opened a PR for that. So.
All right, let me see. Yes, you are right. Okay. set ownership on PVCs correctly. Yeah, I guess the user is having issues with the Argo CD. And yeah, I guess the PVCs are going to be deleted. Is that right, Jakub? Because of
If you don't configure Argo properly, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not Strimzi bug, so I think it should be closed.
Yeah, even because you can delete the PVC even using the delete claim.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I guess no objections.
Paolo,
And
can
then,
you remove the needs triage tag, please? Thanks.
oh yes, right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Do you remember if I removed the same for the other one that I closed with
We
this one?
normally
Yeah.
don't remove. We don't normally don't remove it when closing the issues.
Well,
Oh,
so it
okay.
doesn't
Sorry.
make any difference, right? I guess.
Well, you have the comment which explains that it was closed in triage. So
Dynamically configure controller only nodes. Yes, now we have the controllers. We can talk to the controllers directly, and yeah, we should apply dynamic configuration to the controller only nodes. So I guess that this was something that we had on our plans, and Tina is already working on it.
Okay.
Okay. And then remove unnecessary methods from topic operator with class. I guess there is a little bit of yeah, refactoring here. And yeah, Fede is already working on it. There is a PR. Is that still open? Yes. Maybe it's going to be one of the shortest community call ever. There is here a flakiness in one of the topic controller integration tests. And yeah, Fede is already working on it and trying to address with the draft PR. So I also guess that we can keep this open. Okay, next page. And of course, because the filter changes, there is no next page. Okay. I guess that this issue is related to the PR that now Michael is working on, right? So we should just keep it.
Yeah, that should be related to the proposal.
Okay, and the last one. This is pretty new. In the Connect API implementation, we are not handling this 409 code from Connect. Also, there is this comment here in the code.
So that's an old to-do which was in the code. I just asked Tina to open the PR so that some issue so that someone can have actually look at this is something we really need to do, or if this is something what we should just remove and close.
Okay, so I guess that it's anyway worth mentioning, worth taking it and investigating.
Yeah, I guess.
But Tina already opened the PR to remove it.
No, I guess this is just, she was working on removing vertex from the Kafka Connect API and she noticed this comment. So I guess that Jakub asked her to open a corresponding issue. It's not, you see, the PR is merged, but it's unrelated to this issue.
Thank you.
Yeah, there is no Tina on. Oh, it's Tina on the call.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Tina. Do you think that at some point you will have some time to take a look, or do we want to add help wanted if someone else in the community want to contribute? What do you think?
Oh, I can take a look at it. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just writing volunteered, but in the end it was me asking, but yeah. Okay, so I guess that we are also at the end of the issue triage. Any other business?
Should we use the time we have to discuss the 045 release?
Yeah, okay. Before discussing it, let me just share one quick update, which is totally unrelated, but otherwise I will forget. So it seems that the Strimzi Con 2025 was accepted by CNCF. So we are going to have the first kickoff call later today, me and Kate Stanley, in order to kick off the preparation and then starting to get the committee members on board, etc., etc. It should be in June 2025. Okay, so yeah, good point, Jakub. Yesterday, during the test of release candidate 1, Jakub found a bug, or at least yeah, one that was first fixed by Jakub itself, related to network policies and the cluster operator not able to communicate with controllers. And but right now I wasn't following that much because I went to a Christmas play for my daughter. We now have some warnings in the log, and Tina was trying to fix them. Tina, can you help me on that? Or Jakub? Just to make sure what's the plan and how we stay now, because we have to make a plan for release candidate 2 and if the fix will take too long or not.
So I don't think we have a plan. That's the point which I think we should discuss, right?
Yep.
So I raised the PR for a possible fix which kind of reverts some of the some part of the original PR for talking to controllers. But then I also proposed, well, I'm working on another fix that would fix it properly. And it might take me a few hours to raise a PR for that. So I was debate like which one to. So obviously one is already, I think the test should be already run on that. And it's a quick fix, but it kind of reverts some behavior from how it used to be, where the quorum is going to rely on the broker admin client. But the second fix I'm working on was to use the describe cluster API to get the active controller when doing the quorum health check. So that would mean that we wouldn't need to rely on broker admin when checking the quorum, which would make more sense. So I don't know if we want to wait for the second fix, because it's better, or I could raise PR for both and then see what people think, and then close one.
Tina, can you maybe elaborate a bit more on what is actually the main benefit of the PR, which we already have merged, the original one? So like, I understand that in the long-term picture, we want to talk with the controllers and have the dynamic updates and so on. So that's part of it. But what exactly is the main improvement we get from the PR, which we now have in the 0.45 release?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the original PR enables the controller admin client and use that to do the quorum health check. So one benefit is currently we use the admin client to see if the connection is working to the pods, and that's done for the brokers, but it was missing for controllers, but because we couldn't talk to controllers before. Now we can. And then the second benefit, I guess, the quorum health check not relying on broker admin. So if brokers are the admin client to broker some reason not working, then we could block the rolling of the controllers because the quorum health check wouldn't pass. And maybe that broker admin client issue is due to controllers, and that needs to be rolled. So we could be stuck, but I think it's very unlikely, very small scenario, because if pods are not ready in stuck situation, we roll it anyway without doing the quorum health check. So yeah, I guess there's a small scenario that we do that, that could happen. Yeah, and then the third one is, like you said, we would be able to do the dynamic updates for controllers.
Right, but that's the future. That's not there
That's
right
in the
now.
future, yeah.
Right?
Right now, it's just, the quorum health check and just the checking of connections. Because currently, if we can't make any admin connections to broker pods, we roll the brokers in an attempt to fix it.
Okay, thanks.
So my only concern is about what's the impact of the new coming PRs. So I guess that yeah, the one that you mentioned, Tina, that you are working on. I guess that also this one should be included, right?
Yeah, so this was the first fix I opened, but it looks like it actually failed regression test, so I need to look into that. But this was small. An easy fix supposed to be, but yeah, I need to look at the regression failures. Yeah, so one option would be I could revert the original talking to controllers PR and spend some time and do the fix properly and raise PR in the next release. Well, raise PR to be included in the next release. If you don't want to lose more time on this and block the release.
Yeah, that was my concern. We are trying to fix this. We should not fix this in a rush. Trying to get the release as soon as possible. Maybe before Christmas, before the Christmas break. On the other side, as also Jakub mentioned, anyway, 0.45 we have a kind of commitment on a sort of long-term support for it as a best effort. So at some point, maybe it will make sense to have, so if we decided to revert what you already added, and but adding that in 0.46, it will make sense then to have this in a patch release in 0.45. So my concern is that if we should wait for for you in this case, fixing the issues that you are getting with this PR, and then you have to open another one, and we need to test everything from scratch. It will take more time, and yeah, we will be in a rush of trying to get 0.45 out before the end of the month. And was wondering if it's not in that case better just reverting back the change.
I think that you will anyway do the full testing even when you revert the PR, right? Because it can potentially break something else. Or
with the new PR, yes, but if we revert back, I guess that the test should pass.
Well, you still need to do the full testing, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
But
yeah,
the tests, I guess, if you revert the PR, the code is pretty much as it was in 0.44.
yeah, yes.
okay then.
So the problem is that with the new code, we are anyway running all the tests, but with new code, we can find a new bug at some point, right? While reverting back, we'll run, as Jakub said, just the same code as 0.44. So I don't know, is that a plan? Do we want to revert back and then addressing this properly and not in a rush as we are trying to do?
Seems to be the safest option, especially with the upcoming holidays and so on.
Tina,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I agree.
Yeah, I think I agree with that as well.
So can you then open a PR to revert back to what we have in 0.44?
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you very much, Tina.
Tina, just open it against the 0.45 branch only. I don't think we should revert it in the main branch. I think we should just keep it there and fix it there. And revert it only from the release branch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
agree.
Paolo?
No, yes, agree. So, Jacob, at this point, we don't need to cherry pick this one anymore, right?
Yeah, because if we revert the talking to the controllers, we don't need the network policies for that.
Okay. Yeah, because we have this one, this comment here. Maybe we should delete this comment.
Well, you can add another comment to say that we changed the plans. So, but before we completely close the discussion, so I think that if we decide not to fix it now in 45, I'm not sure it's really realistic to backport it into 0.45 later. So I think we should agree on that as well. Because once we do the 0.45 release, I think the code will very quickly diverge between the main branch and the 0.45. And any backporting will not be simple, and it will need more testing to backport it into the 0.45 and so on.
So if we don't backport the issue that is a kind of well-known issue that we have in 0.45 will be the test that you yesterday raised, right? That if you make any change to the controller when moving from single node to from mixed node, the rolling doesn't work, right?
Wait. This has nothing to do with changing roles.
And what was the bug that you hit yesterday and needed the network policies?
That's just rolling of the dedicated controller nodes.
Yeah, okay.
Or I don't know where else it might have impact, but that's where I run into it.
So it means
But
that we will have these known issues in 0.45.
but it's not that before the fix from Tina, the rolling of the controller nodes didn't work. But the way it worked is that it was relying on the brokers to get the information about which of the controllers is the leader and whether the controllers are up to date and so on, if I got it correctly. Tina, please correct me if not.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it improves the rolling of the dedicated controller nodes and makes it more resilient in some edge situations, such as what Tina described when the brokers will not be running and only the controllers are running because of some issue with the controllers, for example, then you can't really get their state through the brokers. But it's not like the controllers cannot be rolled at all.
Okay, right? So reverting back to what we have in 0.44 will not have this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would agree that maybe backporting to 0.45, it also depends, yeah, because it will be re-adding what we are reverting and then adding the PRs that Tina is going to work on. It will be maybe more refactoring on the Kafka roller, and it will be more code to maintain on both branch.
Yeah, the problem is that there won't be only this going to the Kafka roller, right? Like, if we say that we think we might need more time to kind of fix this properly, that also means that the things such as the zookeeper removal from the main branch will fall into it. So it's not necessarily that we will work only on this, and that's what will make the backporting of any fixes to this harder if we don't fix it right now. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And obviously, having Zookeeper gone will also make it easier to test the fixes to that, because maybe there will be less logic, but there's definitely at least one less path, execution path through the code which you need to test and so on.
Yep. It's okay. I am +1 for not backporting.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I will update this one after the call.
Wait, we should try to document it somehow. Anyone remembers the number of the PR? Do you have it open there somewhere?
The one that Tina should revert back, you mean?
Yeah, if you go back to the PR with the network policies.
10016, I think.
Let me see, 10016.
Thanks.
Okay, so we are going to revert back this one. Um, Tina, do you think that you will be able to open the PR, I don't know, this morning?
Yeah, I'll do that as soon as possible.
Yeah, thank you. So that I can restart all the stuff for having release candidate 2 by the end of today.
Okay, do you think that somehow sums up the discussion and the decision?
So 10016 should be reverted from the 045 release branch. It will be kept in main branch and improved in main branch. Okay. This change will not be backported back to 045, and 045 will keep use of the old logic. Okay. The network policy don't need to be cherry picked. Okay. And yeah, 045 release candidate 2 can be done when this PR is reverted back. Yep. Thank you, Jakub. Okay, I guess that we have a plan now. Is there any other business? If not, thank you very much to everyone for joining, and let's see next year for the next community call. Have a nice day.
That's one.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot, Paulo.
Bye.
For leading.
Bye.
Yeah,
Good night.
bye.
I'm going back to
Bye.
bed.